Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Wednesday. A big day in the neighborhood, certainly. A game that a lot of folks have been anxiously awaiting. Just one half of the boys' tournament here in the 57th District. Tonight's McGoffin County Sheldon Clark matchup, if it's anything compared to the last one, is going to be much more than entertaining and one we hope is safe and fun for everyone above all else. And that's where I'm off to. It's been a busy week. It's been meeting week as far as the show is concerned. All the local governmental meetings falling on the same week for the most part as the district tournament, and that's the case tonight. We'll cover last night's McGoffin County Board of Education meeting in just a few seconds. Last night's 57th District tournament action. Then I'm out the door to bring it all back for you tomorrow with a brand new show. Couple of things before we go any further. I got this from McGoffin County Senior Citizens Center Director Marlene Howard, and a warning to our senior citizens, but a blanket warning to everyone because nearly everyone is on Facebook, and nearly everyone has technical difficulties from time to time. And a lot of folks are falling victim to the latest series of scams. Attorney General Beshear is warning Kentuckians that a popular web search could result in you becoming a victim as well. Searching for Facebook customer service is something that's done about 27,000 times a month, about 1,000 times a day in the United States. And a quick online search for a Facebook customer service representative or phone number could connect you to a real-life con artist and not a legitimate Facebook employee. They do not offer customer service over the phone, as you can very well imagine. You may have found out before. If you need assistance with your account, you have to contact them directly via their online account, and that's the only way you can do it. Reports of the scam suggest that callers to the phony customer service number are connected to a scammer who pretends to be a Facebook customer service representative who's helping you with your account and who wants to charge you a small fee. There are no fees. A lot of folks are falling victim to this scam. Also, another easy thing to do to be a part of a scam and fall victim to them is doing anything with a gift card, because that is a scammer's most favorite thing, to be able to get you to give them details on a gift card or put money on a gift card and give to them, because it's just not very traceable. Over the past 9 months, the Office of the Attorney General has received over a dozen reports of a variety of scams related to Facebook, and 8 consumers reported losing more than $35,000, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it's ever so important. If you have any questions or complaints, you want to report a possible scam, go to the Attorney General's website. It's, of course, the easiest way to find them, or you can look them up or call 502-696-5300. Just be warned. And be warned, they're back at it again. I'm so glad to see this. It was such a wonderful success for them last time around, and Project Dresses and Dreams 2017 is gearing up for prom in McGoffin County with the sole purpose of providing assistance for students who want to go to prom but might need a little help getting everything they need together to do so. This is for boys and girls. I mean, they provide tuxes, dresses, hair, makeup, and anything else that you may need out there, girls and guys, wanting to go to the prom. And this year they're striving to double the amount of students that they were able to give a little assistance to last year. And it also means they're looking for some volunteers to help in their efforts. And they did have a blast last year. Really, really, they did. If you'd like to find out more, students, or you would like to be a volunteer, you can contact them on Facebook, Tanika McFarland, Molly King, and Tamitha Mills. They also have a meeting coming up this Saturday at noon at City Hall. They're going to be doing fittings for boys and girls, so keep that in mind if you're out there, students listening, or moms and dads, or someone who knows somebody who needs a little extra help getting ready for prom, because it's a big, big deal. I think we could all use a little extra help, or could have, best I can recall. Your McGoffin County Board of Education coverage is coming up right after these words.
To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband.
Rotating to each of the elementary, middle, and high schools, the McGoffin County Board of Education last night met in regular session at South McGoffin Elementary, where the meeting began with a very special recognition. The meeting began with a formal recognition of something I've already had the privilege of doing here on the show, and that was recognizing
the Harold Whitaker Middle School academic team, the two individuals who are advancing on to state competition, and the quick recall team, which is the first to go in 26 years. So we'll go ahead and congratulate them again as they receive their certificates by the Board of Education last night, as they get ready to embark on their trip to the Kentucky Governor's Cup on the weekend of March 11th. We wish them well. From there, due to a scheduling conflict at an earlier meeting, the three elementary school principals of McGoffin County last night made their presentation to the superintendent and board, addressing test scores released late last year, their assessments of them, and their goals to improve on them, beginning with Sayersville Grade School's principal, Willie Cole.
Our overall score for 2016 was 57.0. That fell well short of where we needed to be to achieve our AMO. And to say the least, when we received these numbers, we were greatly disappointed. In pouring over those numbers, though, we have, in the process of August and September into early October, developed strategies that we feel like will help us to be able to stand before you next year with much more confidence and with much more ability to say that we're proud of where we're at. So in early year, we started with looking at the test scores. We started with understanding where they were and what they did and how they performed, and began to address students individually based on those numbers. As the year progressed, though, and at Christmas time, by Christmas time, we had moved beyond just looking at those numbers, and we had amassed an amount of data that made us feel confident to be able to say that, you know, we're really addressing this kid's need. We've moved beyond looking at what they scored last year on a test, and we're basing what we're doing from this point until time to be assessed again on that individual child, on that individual child's experience.
We had a good year. We was classified as proficient. Our AMO was 70.4, which was really good. We looked at our gap. We had too many disability special ed students scoring novice and apprentice. We're looking at novice reduction, which I think a lot of the novice reduction, this is my first year as principal, I think a lot of the majority of that needs to start in the primary level. There's a lot of things. We put a lot of pressure on our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade teachers to carry our school through assessment, but I think kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade teachers, that they need to be held accountable. And sometimes we don't do that. We put a lot of the pressure on the 3rd and 4th and 5th grade teachers to pull our school. But we looked at novice reduction to reduce novice. We have targets students who are scoring novice and apprentice in grades 3 through 5, and identify what skills they need to improve on and to become proficient. As Mr. Cole stated, we use Discovery Ed scores, and we also use star reading to see where those students are at. Currently, we have 4 teachers that collaborate, and we use RTI to find students that need a little help and put them through Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 as needed. Our focus for the year is to stay on course where we're at now. We're going to reduce novice. Wherever we find an apprentice, we want to bump them to proficient. And like I said, our AMO this year was 70.4, and our goal for next year is 73. Which would classify us as a distinguished school.
Our overall score was 66.7. We was 0.3 of a point away from being proficient last year, and our learning rate score was 43.7. Our program review, you can get up to 23 points, and we did manage to get all 23 points. Our school classification this year was needed improvement. The reason it was needs improvement wasn't because of achievement level, or it wasn't because of growth. It's because of the gap score. And we learned a little something this year, which when kids are in the gap, whether it be free and reduced, special ed, or whatever, our understanding in the past always that they was only supposed to be counted once. And we found out this past year that they was actually counted, I think it could be counted 3 different ways. It could be counted in the free and reduced, could be counted in the special ed, could be counted in another class. So once we found that out, if you have a kid that's scoring low, they're hitting you 3 different places, not just one place.
That's really a major impact.
And that was probably why we didn't reach proficient this year. But like I said, we didn't find that out to this year, because always in the past, it was understood it wasn't supposed to be there. And if you notice, most of the time in our third grade, we are a little bit weak a lot of times. I'll tell you about my school up here. We take it for advanced testing in kindergarten. When my kids come to school, 20% of the kids are ready for kindergarten. They're already far behind. Much more so, I think north in the grade schools maybe around 45 to 50 or somewhere around that area. So my kids are already, we're starting in the hole before we ever get going. So, you know, with my primary, I have a really strong primary, and they work really hard, and they make good gains. But sometimes I don't see the gains in this school until they get to the fourth grade. Over 60 to 65% of the kids are getting growth. And that is compared to every kid that's in their grade level. So if they're in the third grade level, and you're comparing all the third grade kids in the state of Kentucky, 60 to 65% of my kids in third grade are outscoring the other kids in the state of Kentucky. Same way in fourth grade, same way in fifth grade.
Later, Director of Pupil Personnel Terry Watson outlined a current attendance rate for the entire district of 91.5%. He noted that was up 0.9% from the same time last year. He also noted that they are closely watching and monitoring the sickness throughout the school system, saying that they are having good days and bad days as far as sickness and attendance rates go, and that so far the sickness has not been district-wide at one time, but more so one school at one time, one at another, and that's why it's not pulled down attendance rates any further than it has already. In his report, Superintendent Scott Hilton outlined some things that he says he and the board and the district should be aware of, including legislation ongoing in our state's capital.
There's a lot of discussion about education, and Senate Bill 1 is one of the main topics, and there's a lot of things within that Senate Bill 1. So they pull some things in, put some things in, they pull some things out, and they tweak some things, and so there's some things that went through, and some of the major concerns for us is that we need to be watching for, and it may not take place and affect us immediately, but it will eventually. Is charter schools is going to be a big issue for us. It's going to come. How quick it comes to Eastern Kentucky is a question that I can't answer, but it's coming. The other thing, they're looking at some of the nepotism laws. They're looking at changing some of the ways that who can work in the school system, the relationships to people in the system. They're looking at changing some of that. And they're also looking at ways, looking at site-based councils and how they're organized and what authority they have as far as, give an example, as far as regarding hiring a principal and things like that. These things are being looked at. So those are some concerns in some areas that we've got to watch, and I won't say all of them are concerns, but it's something we need to be on top of and be aware of.
Later, the board addressed several business items on the agenda, for example, approving non-residential contracts with school districts from Wolf, Morgan, Breathitt, Johnson, Floyd counties, and Paintsville Independent. They also went into an executive session and returned saying that no action or votes had been taken, and later adjourned.
I always like it when we have a whole lot happening on the community calendar, and we most often and more often than not do. It means everyone's watching, and that's the case tonight. A lot of things happening in and around our area that we've been asked to pass along, as well as a special birthday.
All brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau, including a happy 65th birthday to Brenda Gibson with a whole lot of love and best wishes, Brenda, from a whole lot of family and friends. Happy 65th to you. And 'tis the season, as I like to say, for youth baseball and softball sign-ups. The first sign-up is going to be held tomorrow evening at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe for 1 hour beginning at 6. Kids have to be at least 4 by May the 1st. Now, this is for all divisions, T-ball, rookie, softball, everyone. If you've got a child who wants to play youth baseball or softball, the first sign-up is tomorrow night, 6 o'clock at Lee's Famous Recipes. $40 per child, $35 for every other child in the family after the first. And here's a big number for you. The Sagersville High School class of 67 is planning their reunion with a reunion meeting to be held this coming Monday night, 6 o'clock at the McGoffin County Rescue Squad. Class of 67 putting together their 50th reunion arrangements. They hope you'll join them, classmates, Monday at 6 at the McGoffin County Rescue Squad. Join them for a night of praise. That's IJN Ministries, as well as Anointed Hearts and Heaven's Sake this Saturday. That's right, this Saturday for a night of praise hosted by IJN Ministries. This, of course, is free, and it's going to be held. I'm trying to double check. I've lost my paper. It's going to be held at the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center in downtown Sagersville. My apologies. This is a new one that I'll have much more on in a later time, but they've organized job clubs to help you create a job search and game plan, connect with quality employers, learn self-marketing and interview skills, and a whole lot of other things. Help you plan, connect, learn, support, and benefit from everything. Call May Shuro at 349-2217. I'll have more on that as we are planning to put together a little story on that as well. And for a senior employment program, if you're 55 or older, want a little part-time work and community service, call your Big Sandy Community Action Program as well. Same number applies. 349-2217. Now, the job clubs is for everyone. The senior employment program, once again, for anyone 55 and older. But the same number applies for both, 349-2217. And an evening with the Lees, that's Mr. and Mrs. Robert E. Lee, this Saturday the 25th at your health department. The most recent Kentucky Chautauqua to be held in Sagersville, hosted by your McGoffin County Civil War Committee, starting at 7, and it is free. And a wonderful, wonderful evening planned to help you come and be a part of it with them. And Life Beyond Breast Cancer, 2 workshops to help you find your new normal. One at Carter Caves on the 18th of March, one at Natural Bridge on the 25th. They are free. You do have to register by calling 606-679-7204. And get your announcement heard, birthdays, anniversaries, or like you just heard, by simply letting me know. Tell me, we'll tell everyone about it, and this is how you get it on the program. Mail, email, Facebook, phone, fax, drop them off here at the studio. Remember, you can always catch our show later in case you missed it the first time or need to see it again on our website at yournewstoday.com or on our YouTube channel, Your News Today by Ritt Mortimer. Turning to funeral service announcements, arrangements still to be announced in honor of Melania Joelle Helton, infant daughter of Tanika Mache Helton of Sagersville. Arrangements still being made by the family, but to be announced soon by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And we're also told tonight of the passing of Alma McKenzie of the Signature Health and Rehabilitation Center in Ohio, but formerly of Sagersville. She passed away this week, and arrangements are being made in her honor to be announced later by the Sagersville Funeral Home. Alma McKenzie, formerly of McGoffin County.
All right, I think I'm pretty good to go for the rest of the week in the 57th District Tournament. I've had to miss the start of a few of the games thus far because I had to pull double duty last night. It was a fatherly thing as well as being a news thing covering the McGoffin County Board of Education. But I did make it back for most of the second half of the Johnson Central Paintsville Tigers semifinal matchup here at McGoffin County. The first round of boys action tipped off last night and has now set up one half of this Friday's championship. This semifinal round belonged to Central, start to finish last night. The Golden Eagles outscored the Tigers 28-13 in the first quarter, and they outscored Paintsville 21-13 in the second quarter for a halftime score of 49-26. A half in which Mason Blair spent much of his time on the bench after 2 early fouls, one a technical, but that would change in the second half. I'll pick it up at 3:45 to go, and Blair, turning one loose from the corner, adds up to a 33-point Central lead. And when Austin Davis picks up his own rebound off a 3-point attempt, then makes a dish to Blair for the keeper off the glass, it's a 35-point lead for the Eagles. And brother Jarrett Blair, a shooter in his own right, keeps the pressure on with a long 3 and a banked 2 to follow. But with a flurry of threes in the final stretch, Seth Williams' shot here, one I missed, this one I almost did. And the Tigers made a respectable run at the end, but it was not to be. It was to be a night of the Eagle. The Johnson Central Golden Eagles roll over Paintsville this time 77-61, your final score, rolling on to Friday night's championship game, in which they will face the winner of tonight's McGoffin County Sheldon Clark matchup. Central right now standing at 24-6 on the season,
while Paintsville will hang it up at 8-20 on the year. And, of course, the other half of the boys' championship decided tonight between McGoffin County and Sheldon Clark. Sure to be a screamer tonight. And then tomorrow night, of course, we've got tipping off at 7, the girls' final, Central and Paintsville. Central coming in at 25-6, Paintsville at 25-3. And it's just been a wild season all the way around. But we're getting closer to the championship rounds, and however the boys is chalked up, you can guarantee the girls is going to be exciting tomorrow night, and you can guarantee the boys matchup will be as well on Friday between Johnson Central and whoever comes out on top tonight. If you can't make it to the games, you know where you can find out everything else you need to know. And with a few green and yellow signs of spring as a backdrop, here's a spring-like forecast, at least for a while. Well, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. Don't look at Friday yet. Don't look at Friday. Let's start from the left. Tonight, isolated showers and mostly cloudy skies was the forecast for earlier today. Tonight, we'll just see some scattered sprinkles, I think, for the most part. And we saw just a few of those isolated showers earlier, but 54 degrees and mostly cloudy and not much of that precipitation. But a sprinkle or two is possible in the air. Setting us up for Thursday's 72 and cloudy day tomorrow. We do have a 20% chance of some scattered showers, very light before noon and continuing after, and sprinkles by the end of the evening. Kind of like today, a bit warmer. By your Friday, mostly sunny and 78 degrees. I would not put anything of any value, monetary or otherwise, that somebody might not see an 80-degree day Friday. It's possible. And that could very possibly be a record as well. More on it later. That'd be a nice Friday to play a hooky, maybe. Maybe just legitimately have the day off, just saying. As for your weekend, well, things change. We'll drop 20 degrees from Friday to Saturday for daytime highs. We'll see mostly cloudy skies on your Saturday and some showers, mainly before 9, then just mostly cloudy skies thereafter, and even cooler on your Sunday. Yep, mostly sunny and 47. The next round of showers comes possibly late Sunday night into your early Monday. Maybe a flake or two possible, very brief and not enough to really cause any problems at all. And then 55, I think, is where we'll rebound to on the first day of next week.
It's going to wrap it up for tonight. You know where I'm headed, and you know where you can find all the news and highlights that you want to see. That's with me, back here tomorrow night. Same time, same channel. Thank you for watching.